What if the food you buy at the grocery store, specifically to control your blood sugar, is the exact trap you never thought to check? We grow up hearing that green packaging, words like natural, whole grain, or sugar-free are a free pass to health. But when it comes to your blood sugar, your body can't read the packaging. It only reads what the food turns into inside. Today, we're going to investigate 3 common foods in the American diet that seem perfect for anyone with diabetes or prediabetes, until you see how your glucose responds to them a few minutes later. The promise: rest assured, we're not going to demonize your favorite food or create one of those scary never eat this lists. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what tiny, hidden detail you need to look for before trusting just the word healthy on the label. You'll leave here with a new lens for making your choices. Context: to understand this trap, we need a 5-second rule. Almost every carb you eat is broken down and turned into glucose, which is blood sugar. The problem isn't eating carbs, it's the speed at which they turn into glucose. If it's too fast, you get a spike. If it's slow, you have control. Keep that in mind. First food: the false appearance. Let's look at our first suspect, the famous veggie chips. The packaging is green, it has pictures of spinach and beets, and it says, made with real vegetables. Your brain automatically thinks, this is a great swap for regular potato chips, right? But look at the hidden detail. The base of most of these chips isn't the whole vegetable. It's potato powder, potato starch, or tapioca flour, enriched with a dust of spinach just for color. Powdered starch is a highly refined carbohydrate. When it hits your stomach, there isn't enough fiber to slow down digestion. Your body responds with a glucose spike, almost identical to a regular potato chip. The appearance is healthy, but the metabolic impact tells a different story. The escalation, the breakfast classic. And that brings us to an even bigger shock: oatmeal. Your doctor has probably told you that oatmeal is excellent for your heart and your blood sugar, and they are absolutely right, but there is a massive difference between real oats and the American version that comes in those convenient little flavored instant oatmeal packets. Instant oatmeal has been pre-cooked, dried, pressed as thin as paper, and then mixed with up to 3 or 4 teaspoons of added sugar per packet. Because it has essentially been pre-digested by the factory, your body absorbs it in minutes. What was supposed to be slow-release energy turns into a glycemic roller coaster right at breakfast. First revelation. Notice the pattern here. The revelation is that it's not just the word sugar we need to watch out for. With the veggie chips, there was no sugar, but there were refined carbs with no fiber. With the oatmeal, the word healthy hid the extreme processing. The complication. Does this mean you can never eat oatmeal again? Absolutely not. Nutritious foods don't need to be off limits. They just need context. If you swap that instant packet for thick rolled oats or steel-cut oats and add nuts, chia seeds, or peanut butter, the fat and fiber from those nuts will create a barrier in your stomach. Your glucose will rise slowly. The food is similar, but your body's response changes completely. Second revelation: processing changes everything. Which brings us to the detail that fools people the most: the degree of processing. Think about 100% natural orange juice with no added sugar. It's full of vitamin C, right? Yes. But to make 1 glass, you squeeze 3 to 4 oranges and throw away all the white pith in the pulp. The pulp is the fiber. Fiber is the fruit's seatbelt. When you drink the juice, you are swallowing the fructose of 4 oranges all at once, without the seatbelt. Your glucose skyrockets. If you eat the whole orange with the fiber, the response is entirely different, much safer, and more controlled. The turn. By now you've noticed that the problem is no longer the classic question, which food is bad and which is good. Orange juice isn't the villain. Oatmeal isn't the villain. Our problem becomes, how am I evaluating this food before putting it in my cart? And that is exactly why our last food fools so many people. The sugar-free aisle. Sugar-free cookies, brownies, and chocolates. A person with diabetes looks at that and feels immense relief. Finally, something safe. But here is the most ignored detail. Sugar-free does not mean carb-free. These cookies usually use refined white wheat flour as a base and are packed with starch. In your stomach, white flour turns into glucose at almost the same speed as table sugar. On top of that, they use sugar alcohols, like maltitol, which in some people also spike blood sugar and cause intestinal discomfort. The person eats the whole package thinking they're protected, and 2 hours later they can't understand why their glucose meter is reading 200. The climax, the new rule. So what is the golden rule that connects all of this? It's simple. Do not trust a single word written on the front of the packaging. The front of the package is designed by the marketing department to sell you a dream of health. The truth is always on the back. To avoid falling for a false sense of security, turn the product around. Look at the total carbohydrates in relation to the fiber. See if the first ingredients are refined starches or real whole grains. You learn to identify the trap not by what the product claims to be, but by the simple math of how it was built. The consequence. From today on, when you walk through the grocery store, you are no longer a hostage to big green letters or fitness seals. You are in control. You understand that processing matters. You understand that the whole version of a food will always treat your pancreas with more care than the powdered or liquid version. The meaning. Managing your glucose, whether it's for diabetes, prediabetes, or just your overall metabolic health, doesn't have to be an endless list of prohibitions and restrictions. It doesn't have to be a miserable experience driven by fear. It's about navigating smartly. It's about knowing where the traps are hidden so you can eat with peace of mind, making small swaps that change everything. Today we looked at foods that seem perfect but hide secrets that inflate your glucose. But guess what? The exact opposite also happens. There are foods that seem absolutely dangerous for diabetics, that people run away from in fear, but that can actually be much better and safer than you think. And that is exactly what we are going to reveal in the next video. Click on the screen right now to find out what they are, and I'll see you there.